uh, doing another tier list. This tier list is going to be on video game consoles. There's 40 options, so I don't know what all it covers, but there is 40 options. So we're gonna go through the 40 games consoles and see, what is considered. So we start. So it's one of the Segas, right? No, it's the Jaguar, isn't it? No, it's Sega. Yeah, Sega. Yeah, the Sega. I'm dumb. So the Sega. This was one I played a lot as a kid. Games kind of average, like have not aged well for it, I guess I should say. There's still some good games. So I would say Sega. The 16-bit, I'll probably put B. It's solid B. The PS3 had its disastrous launch. Its launch price of like what, $607. Overall, it ended up being a good system. I think we put a B. The GOAT, one of the GOATs. I still play SNES games all the time. Like, you look at like Super Mario World, Yoshi's Island, Donkey Kong Countries 1, 2, 3. All have aged really well. I'm trying to think. Tetris 2 was one of my favorite games on it. And there's a lot of games I'm forgetting right now, but this right here, this is one of the best classic systems because most games aged well on it. Mario Kart did not. PS4, that's a game changer. So that one goes. Was it the Jaguar? I'm gonna say I honestly don't know anything about the Jaguar, so I'm gonna put it in D. I never heard of it until years later. GameCube. This is another great one. This is where I first played Animal Crossing, the first Animal Crossing. That was fun. What else did I play? I haven't played Sunshine on it because I know it's a big one. I don't know. I didn't really. Super Monkey Ball. Super Monkey Ball is great. I'm trying to think of other games I played on here. I think this is a solid A. Smash Bros on it was really good. It's an A. Solid A. Nintendo 3DS. I think the 3DS function kind of lacked. Other than that, the games are good, but the 3D function was kind of useless. Another GOAT system. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to move PlayStation down. The Wii. Until Super Mario Odyssey had my favorite Mario game in Super Mario Galaxy. Super Mario Galaxy obviously still my second favorite Mario game ever. Then you go Smash Bros on it, which had, because I'm pretty sure that's the one that had Subspace, right? If not, correct me. But I'm pretty sure this one has Subspace, and I love Subspace. I wish we would have gotten something like Subspace in the new one, but the board sticker thing was still kind of cool, I guess. But yeah, the Wii was great. Wii Sports also, and Wii Music was just top tier. Xbox One, I gotta put that with the PS4. Both were good systems. I just hate they abandoned the Kinect because imagine, VR. Right? Imagine if we had not ditched the Kinect. It actually did pretty well with the stuff, and I thought it had pretty good games for it. Sunset Overdrive also another good game that many people don't know about. The Sega Saturn. I'll put you a C. The 360. The 360, I feel is an S. Had a lot of really good games. That's where like online gaming really took off. Shaped a lot of online gaming. So, its a legacy of what it contributed to gaming and stuff will probably go on forever. I have no idea what this is. It looks like maybe an Atari kind of thing. Put it C, because I'm not exactly sure what that is. Nokia had a little handheld thing. I'm gonna put that in F. Good for crime deterrent, but I have no idea what this is. This thing, whatever. I can't even make out what the words on it are supposed to say. But yeah, this wannabe Game Boy. This wannabe Game Boy goes into F. Oh, okay. Hold up. So we're gonna make a quick switch, because I never had an issue with mine, but there was a major issue with this one. So we are gonna drop it down to C, because it did have, you know, the infamous red ring of death. But then here's the 360 Slim, which was even the obviously improved version of the 360. So this one will go to S tier. The other one will go to C because of the red ring of death. We will be fair and drop it because of the red ring of death. So this console is a hot topic amongst like failures, but I think this console was great. The Wii U was amazing. I loved how games used the pad thing to, you know, add essentially an extra controller to some games when so many siblings. It was great. And it's having siblings that couldn't want to actually play the game, so giving them something to do, like in Mario games you could put blocks and stuff. That was kind of cool. So I personally like this. I thought the Wii U was great, but it didn't do up to expectations, so I put it in A. Also, fun fact about what makes Nintendo pretty great. Due to the failure of the Wii U, when they were losing money, instead of cutting workers like any, you know, Microsoft, Sony would do. That's right. As much as I love you, guys, you guys kind of scummy for that. They'll cut their workers. Nintendo cut their heads, cut like their top of the food chain workers, cut their pay so they could keep paying their workers and not have to cut anybody. So 10 out of 10 right there. Game & Watch, I don't know literally anything about this, so that may upset somebody, but that's an F. PSP was great, ahead of its time. PlayStation didn't stick with it, and they abandoned it. Because they abandoned it, it's great. It could have been an S tier system, but because they ditched it, it's C. They had it. This looks like the Switch. I can't tell because stuff's like the controllers are there. It's just off screen. So I'm gonna hold this to the side. If it's a Switch, I know where I'm gonna put it, but we're gonna wait. No idea what this old looking thing is. That's an F. That's an F. The PS5, we'll put an S. The new console's pretty, you know. Well, here's the Series S or X. Both new consoles are amazing. They're pretty much computers now. They even have mouse and keyboard support. So, you know, they have great games. And like, I know people be like, "Oh, our games are better." No, stop it. OG Game Boy. This thing was a brick. Like, this is actually probably about accurate size, you know? Some would say, "Oh, this is a bit blown up." No, this is about actual size of what a Game Boy was. For those that had an actual Game Boy, not a Game Boy Color or Game Boy Pocket or anything like that. No, Game Boys were huge, man, and sucked. As much as I love it, it is a nostalgia system. I'm gonna be honest with myself. It was great at the time. Overall, it's a C. That's an Atari. That goes to A. It's Atari. There's nothing else you need to know. Sega's handheld was kind of blah. The NES, it's got some pretty good classics and stuff. We'll put it B. I feel B's a solid spot for the NES classic. PS Vita. This thing was even better, and then they ditched just so quick, so I'm gonna put it in F. Like, PlayStation just like abandoned stuff so quickly. It's so. That's why like people want them to come back with like a third PSP kind of thing. Nobody would trust it. Like most people would not trust it because of the history they have with the PSP and the Vita. No one would buy a third one. What do we got here? Some handheld thing? F. Not a Game Boy. 64 has some pretty good games. I'll put it A. I feel it's an A. I'm trying not to do too many S's, and I have what, 5 S's already. I have 11 options. PS2, both the normal and the slim. I would say for me, this is a personal S, but I think overall probably an A compared to other systems. PlayStation, I would say, is a B because they took a step up with each system, obviously. So I would say PlayStation's a B, PlayStation 2's an A. What did I put 3? Where did I put the 3 again? PS3, didn't I? Oh, I put it in B, okay. So they took a step back with the PS3 and then took a step forward with the PS4 and then 5. Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with myself. Another weird system I don't know. Another weird system I don't know. Oop. The original DS. Where did I put Game Boy? Because I put it right above Game Boy. So I put Game Boy C. Do I put you in A? No, I put you in B. Much improved. Oh, OG Xbox. I gotta be fair. Because it was on the same par as like the PlayStation 1. So I'd say pretty equal. Is it the Sega Saturn? I don't know much about this one, so I'm gonna put you D just because I don't know anything about you. The Game Boy Advance. I'm playing quite a few games recently because I didn't. On my Game Boy Advance, the only thing I pretty much played was Pokemon. I had some videos of like SpongeBob episodes, and then what was it? I played a long time ago. I played Super Mario. The Superstar Mario and Luigi. I never finished it, so I recently finished it on the channel. So that was a really fun game. The ending was kind of frustrating though. Would I say you're better than the DS? No. No idea what this is. Looks kind of weird. The control looks really weird. I didn't know there was so many like old system things. This is the Neo Geo, right? It is okay. D. So there we go. I kept it what, 5 and S? Just trying to be like, you know, obviously, personally, I would put like N64 up, probably the PS2 up, probably the GameCube up, and like the PlayStation, Xbox, and Game Boy Advance would be A. But I'm trying to be like more critical and like fair to like not go off with just full biasness. So I feel like it's a good list. We have the SNES, the Wii, the 360, the PS5, and the Series X as the, like, oh, and this was the Switch. Okay, so I have 6 up there because Switch is great. I genuinely love the Switch. So, there we go. That's your S tier. A tier, you know, you got GameCube, PS4, the Xbox One, the Wii U, Atari, N64 and PS2, and then in B you got the Sega 16-bit, the PS3, the 3DS, the NES system, the PlayStation, the DS, the Xbox, and the Game Boy Advance. C, you got the Saturn. What was that? I don't know what this is. go down the D. 360 Red Ring of Death, PSP that was abandoned, and the OG Game Boy. And then these D and F are ones I either know little about or nothing about. So those go down there. So. I this will probably upset, the console fanboys and stuff, but I don't have a console allegiance. I don't know why people have a console allegiance. Even if you have to buy a certain console, it's not like you have to then only pledge allegiance to that console. Eventually, if you get the money, you could buy the other console, or you could just share the love of gaming with other gamers. It doesn't matter where you play: PC, console, mobile, smart TVs now that have Xbox built in, so you can play Game Pass and such on them. Whatever you play it on, enjoy gaming. We go to gaming for that safety net, right? That place of fun, getting away from all the bull and hatred and all the dumb that goes on in the world, right? So there's no reason for us to turn on each other and fight each other just because, oh, you like that console over this console? It's dumb, right? So let's be better to people, yeah? If you like gaming, doesn't matter what you game on. Like what you like, and that's it. It's that simple. But I'm gonna not get ranty, not get blah blah blah, blah, and see you in the next video. Good. Bye.